So self-service BI for Sage 500. What is self-service BI? Self-service BI is when users can take care of their own reporting needs anytime, anywhere, without calling for an expert. And that's not what typically happens in the Sage 500 market. Typically, the business person, the person who knows the problems, the opportunities of the business, when they need a new report or a modified report, they have to call someone else and wait. And sometimes they're in a meeting, they're in a negotiation, and they just cannot afford to wait. So if they cannot make changes to the reports or build new ones on the fly, anytime, anywhere, if they cannot do that because they need the expert, they're not going to be making the most informed decisions. And that will not drive most likely the best decisions. So self-service BI is enabling people, business users, people who know the business that are not IT, to take care of their own reporting needs without calling an expert. Doesn't matter where they are. They can use a desktop, web, and mobile device. That's about self-service BI. And self-service BI drives liberation for everyone. Now the decision maker can make decisions by themselves anytime, anywhere. They don't need to call someone else. While typically accounting and IT are the departments responsible for report creation. Now these folks will also be liberated to do more important things that they are more experts at. So everyone is liberated. The company gets into more an efficient reporting platform. And that's what we're going to be talking about here today is self-service BI for Sage 500 using DataSelf Analytics, which is our product. My name is Johnny Girardi. I'm the founder and CEO of DataSelf. So let's jump right into the product, and I'm going to start all over again. So in my our product cover pretty much all modules from Sage 500. We have connectors for sales, sales order, purchasing, payables, receivables, inventory, financial information. However, for the sake of an example, I'm going to be focusing on sales analysis just because it's easy for everyone to understand sales concepts. So here, I'm going to show two main features of this product. First, I'm going to show the self-service side of it from a building and modifying things from scratch. I'm going to build a report from scratch using a tabular approach, and then I'm going to show a more trend kind of analysis for management kind of analysis. And then later I'm going to show the out-of-the-box solution for Sage 500, which comes with a ton of reports, and how typically report viewers will consume that information. So I'm going to show all of these things. So let's start, building, first of all, a tabular report. Let's say I want to see sales. I'm going to drag sales to my report. So that's my total sales in the company history. I want to break down by year. So I'm just dragging my dates to my rows, and now I have in my sample database 3 years, and that's the sales. I can drill down from year to the quarter level. I can drill down to the month level. I can drill down to the day level. And if I was also capturing hour, minutes and seconds, I could also drill down to that level of detail just by clicking as I showed here. In my example, I want to focus on a quarter kind of analysis. And typically when you are building reports or modifying reports, you want to see filters. You want to slice your data in a different way. So let me show how I can put a filter here to show only last quarter. I'm dragging date to my filter shelves. And here I have several ways I can filter my dates by. And I'm going to choose the relative date because it's usually the most popular. When people are filtering by dates, it's typically against today's date. Like, this year, this quarter, last period, last year to date is always comparing to today's date. So this wizard has different buckets, days, weeks, months, quarters. Let's say I'm going to choose quarter for this example. I can choose this quarter or last quarter, which in my sample database is the last one that I have data for. So I'm going to choose that filter. So this report will always show my last quarter, regardless what today's date is. Now let me put these dates in my columns instead. And then now I want to break down sales by something else, by product, by customer, salespeople, territory, you name it. So pretty much it's drag and drop. Let's say if I want to see customer, I come to the customer list, I pick customer, I drag to my rows. So there it is, sales by customer in the third quarter. Maybe I want to add invoice number to my report. So I go to my invoice details, I find the invoice number, and I drag to my report. So there it is, by customer, by invoice number. Maybe I want to see the invoice date. Same thing, drag and drop date after my invoice number, or maybe before. It's just drag and drop, whatever you want. So now the date is before. In this customer, the same date, he bought a few different invoices. Very straightforward. Maybe something else, product. You know, you just drag and drop. Whatever you want, you just have to find the parameter, drag and drop, rearrange. Maybe, I'm looking at sales. I want to put, something else like quantity shipped. Put quantity shipped in my report. Drag things around to change the formatting. So my quantity shipped, invoice, sales amount, and that's it. It takes little training to get a average user, a business person, the company owner, if they're willing to learn how to do this. It doesn't take much time for them to learn to look at this reporting list and drag and drop and apply filters and build charts. Very straightforward. It's really self-service, user-centric technology. Now, let me build some, chart kind of reports. So let me get some sales here. I want to break down by month. So for every month, I have my sales throughout history. I have a multi-company in my Sage 500. So let me break down by company, putting my colors. So for every company, now I have a line, and I see how sales is going throughout the months. In this example, we have merged the Sage 500 sales along with the CRM information coming from, Sales Logic, Sage CRM, and so forth. And now it's all combined. As a business person, I don't care. I just need to drag and drop. So I take my number of meetings from the CRM, drag it to my report. So this is sales, this number of meetings, and I want to make the number of meetings as bars. So number of meetings are bars, sales are lines. Very easy to tell them apart. Next, I'm sorry. I want to see information on a map. It could be bill to, ship to. So I select, let's say, state. I want to see by deal size my sales. And I'm going to put everything on a map. And then I want to make the bubbles bigger. So bigger bubbles, bigger sales, and they're sliced by the deal size. And now I want to take all of these reports, these 3 reports that I built, and put on a dashboard so I can share with people on their mobile devices, for instance. So I'm going to put my map here. I want to put my other report at the bottom, and maybe the other report right on the right. So everything is drag and drop. As you can tell, I don't need to be an expert to do these things. We have videos on our website that can teach people how to do this. We have training. It's very intuitive. It's really self-service BI. And how do we do it? Well, let me talk about some concepts here. So this is really a user-centric technology, self-service BI. And I have here the picture of my mom and my dad. I'm originally from Brazil, so a few months ago I went to Brazil for my mom's 80th birthday. And interesting story is, in the past, my mom, she never used a computer because it was too complicated. When she wanted to Skype with me, she would have to wait for a sibling to connect her through Skype with me. Computer was too much for her. Then last year, I gave her an iPad. And what is an iPad? It's a user-centric computer. So now my mom can check the weather, she can check the news, she can Skype with me by herself, she even has Facebook because she's now using a user-centric computer. That's what we do on the reporting side. It's a user-centric reporting technology, a technology that has been designed for the business people that they can do things by themselves without calling for an expert. Not only that, not only is user-centric, but we have built more than 5,000 reports, dashboards, and KPIs for Sage 500. So it's very comprehensive. When people log to it, they'll see plenty of information. So let me show how that works. Let me show some of those out-of-the-box reports. What I showed before is what we call the power user functionality. Power users can build reports, license reports, change reports extensively on the fly using desktop, web, and mobile devices. The other users are what we call the viewers. They are less sophisticated users. They just want to receive reports ready by someone else, and they just want to change some filters, and that's it. So let me show that. When these users log to the web portal using web or mobile devices, they get their own dashboards. So if I'm the CEO, I only see my CEO dashboards. If I'm the finance, only the finance dashboards. If I'm a salesperson, only the salesperson dashboards. Now here we have a lot of reports and dashboards out of the box. Let me show just a couple of them. So let me show a sales dashboard. And when I open a sales dashboard, I can have security to control what information I can see. So this dashboard is the same for all salespeople, but because I'm the account manager for California, I can only see California top accounts. If I'm the account manager for Florida, is only the Florida accounts. If I'm the big boss, I see the top customers across all territories. So same dashboard for all people, but each one will get their own information. The dashboard that we have out of the box and reports, they're also very informative. They try to give to the point quickly. This example, I have my customers here, and each customer has a bar, bigger sales. In the color of the bar is represented by gross profit, and these black dots are also gross profit on this axis. Once I learn that, if increasing profitability is a major goal in my company, I can easily see which of these customers, top customers, are not so profitable, and then I'll have to act on them. So very easy to have those insights. We also have out of the box lots of reports showing top growth and decline of your major metrics. And things that are growing the most and declining the most are usually very important. This is a very good example. This is showing my top customer by sales change since last year to date. So these customers are growing the most, and this is the sales change since last year to date. And this is the top sales decline since last year to date. Maybe some of these declined customers are not so happy, and if you don't fix the problem in a timely manner, they may be gone for good. So looking at the top growth and decline of your sales, maybe inventory things and expenses is critical, and out of the box we have lots of those reports. Other type of reports are usually pretty important are also what we call exception reporting. Exception reporting is looking at trends that are no longer happening. Let me give an example here on the sales side as well. Example of exception reporting on a sales side. Customers who were buying in the past, but they're no longer buying. So this is showing 4 different time buckets: buying the last 60 days, but not in the last 30. Or in the last half a year, but not in the last 2 months, bought in the last 3 years, not in the last year, bought in the last 5 years, but not in the last 2 years. I mean, the point is looking at things that are no longer happening. Maybe on an inventory, if you have inventory, what items have not moved in the last couple of months, let's say. So exception reporting is critical for that. And let's say if I'm a user and I would like to receive this dashboard on my inbox on a regular basis, so I don't have to log into my portal, I just receive it, I can come and click on any of these dashboards and subscribe. And when you subscribe, you can tell how often you want to receive. In this example, I have a few options like, every Friday evening. So every Friday evening I want to receive this report. Maybe it's a commission report or whatever it is. So I don't need to open this. I just receive an inbox in my inbox. So that's about self-service BI. The way that you want to access information, it's yours, and you just pick and choose and go with it. Let me go back here to the PowerPoint and tell you how we deliver this user-centric self-service BI solution. So this is an analysis from Gartner. Gartner is one of the most reputable companies doing technology assessment in the Fortune 2000 world. In every February, they release an assessment of what's the best in the Fortune 2000 for BI and analytics. So this is the latest. Making a long story short, Tableau is currently considered the leader in self-service BI, ease of use analytics for Fortune 2000 companies. And Microsoft is considered the leader in BI infrastructure. What about them? What about DataSelf? Well, DataSelf Analytics is actually a bundle of Tableau, which is the leader in self-service BI, Microsoft BI in the BI infrastructure. We add our own technology that eliminates programming from this platform here. And then we have added more than 5,000 reports, dashboards, and KPIs out of the box. So what you get from us is nothing but the best of the breed technology from Fortune 2000 companies for Sage 500 clients. It's fast to deploy, typically in hours or days. You get this outstanding technology. We have been working with enterprise-level technology, enterprise-level BI and analytics for over 14 years. So we know enterprise-level analytics, we know Sage 500 products in and out, and we know how to connect them together. And finally, it's going to cost you little money to get this outstanding technology. Our latest pricing actually is really affordable. It's completely based on users. Less users, less money, more users, more money, and that's it. So that was my presentation. I'm sorry that I got it started a little on a mute basis. If you have questions, please use the GoToWebinar panel to write the questions, and I'm going to be addressing questions now. So let's see if we have questions here. Yes, so we have questions from Carl. Carl is asking what versions of Sage 500 we support. Carl, good question. So if you go actually to our website, dataself.com, and then you go to the analytics by product, and you choose your product, in this case, Sage 500. Here you'll find a lot of information, including a recorded webinar, what versions of Sage 500 we support, and as well as, ROI, brochures, sample reports and KPIs. So feel free to come to this website here to get information about versions and what else we have. Carl, thanks for your question. Let's see more questions. So another question here is from Mary is, what is the price of this solution? Mary, thanks for your question. So price-wise, we just released a new pricing model, which is really exciting. Pretty much the only factor influencing cost is users, nothing else. It doesn't matter if you have Sage 500 and let's say Sage CRM and Sales Logics, other data sources. It doesn't matter. You get all the templates, all the functionality, and the more users, the more you pay. But typically people start with only a few users. And if you go with only a few users, we have, you can buy or you can subscribe. And the entry-level cost, if you buy right now, is $5,000. And if you subscribe, it's like, $2,500 or $2,600 per year. So very affordable, and that's for 3 users. The more users, the more inexpensive it gets. So very inexpensive to get started, and also very inexpensive even if you grow to a lot of users, which is pretty common. Well, we have to wrap up the presentation. We're almost reaching the 10 o'clock here. I really would like to thank you for participating here today. You have my contact information here, my cell phone, my email, my Twitter account. If you want to learn more about self-service BI, about our technology and how we compare with others as well, please contact me. I hope you have enjoyed the session. I hope you have learned something. I hope you have a great Thursday. Happy Thursday, and look forward to talking with you again. Thank you.